In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Question everything.
Trust nothing.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that was intense tonight, bro. You really came out with a oomph right off the bat. It's boys, Keeper and Crusader, and we've got a special guest tonight, the one and only Crypto. Let me say it how he's got it written. Crypto
Blood.
Blood, how you doing tonight, brother?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Dude, we're glad to have you on as always. We're gonna get into some Blackrock this evening, have some fun with that. We'll dive into some
rock. What?
Some
No,
crack.
Well, drugs,
I mean,
man.
listen, man.
Thought we were past those days, man.
I thought we got past that. But, you still living in Detroit. People have questions. You know what I mean? The people want to know. They say, listen, $80 Bitcoin. Okay.
Right.
And people know what time it is.
They know. Hey, but people in Detroit know. I was spreading the gospel back then, bro. They didn't listen to me, unfortunately.
Bitcoin.
One person did.
Yeah.
I sent him like $5 worth of Bitcoin. It was less than that. In 2017, he came back to me, say, hey man, can you help me get into that Coinbase account you set up for me back in 2014?
Oh,
got into the account.
What?
No, it was like $120, but I sent him literally, it was like 50 cents or something.
Right.
Just to show him the technology. And yeah, man, he's the only one.
That's super dope, man. You know, it's funny. Everybody's got their own little story about their friend or somebody that tried to introduce them to it. And I've yet to hear somebody tell me, my friend introduced me to it and I was just all in right off the bat. And I just, I just dove in. That's not what people do.
Typically not.
So
I don't.
Yeah,
I have to research it for myself typically, right?
Yeah.
And get an understanding before
That's always how it goes. Guys, jump into the Discord. Make sure you are there. Danger Close Alpha. If you didn't know, we're about to hit 10 ETH trading volume after 1 week of a free mint. I got to tell you, I don't know if you've heard, but that is freaking impressive. So shout out to you, DCA fam. We freaking love you guys. We appreciate you. You've been our supporters. You have held this thing up, and we're about to have some fun getting in as we move further towards the bug out drop. We got a couple weeks until the bug out drop. That's going to give you the 3-day boot camp. And I do have a question for the people tonight. I think I'm going to save it for Discord, but Miguel and I have something we want to talk to you about as it relates to the boot camp that you guys just might be you will be interested in. So make sure you smash the likes. If you're coming over from Blood, give us a follow. If you're not following Blood, give him a follow. This is how this YouTube thing works, in case you didn't know. So, Miguelito, what is, no. Before I say that, Blood, you got something going on real quick. You got something coming up soon that I think we're going to be taking a look at. Tell the people what you got going on.
Yeah, so I'm calling it the Bloodalytics. That's what
Bloodalytics.
You like that, right?
So what's the Bloodalytics?
So it's a trading signal service. Look at Miguel, he's cracking up. That I'll be launching pre-orders tomorrow with my new website. I'm redesigning my site, so once that's ready, I'm going to go ahead and launch the pre-sales or pre-orders for the Bloodalytics trading signal. So essentially, I'm starting with Ethereum versus USD and Bitcoin versus USD, and it's just going to give you on a shorter term time frame directional trades for those pairs. The community is going to be able to pick the next 3, so we're going to have 5 altogether in this service. I'll let the community pick the other 3. But yeah, man, it's one of my trading strategies that I automated on TradingView and ready to take it live to the people,
And for the people that didn't know, a lot of you don't know this because he doesn't shill it out there too often, but Blood has done this for years and years and years, and he does this for institutions. So at the institutional level, what he's trying to bring
family
to
offices. Family offices.
Yeah, and he's trying to bring it down to just the retail investor, right? That's who we interact with all the time, and that's
So that's why we brought him on tonight to speak about Blackrock, because he's an insider. He's talking with Blackrock. He's doing the deal. That's why.
I'm the insider.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. We brought him on because he actually is partial owner of
Do I have to be a Blood to join the crew? No, you don't have to be a Blood. You don't have to be a Crip. You don't have to be a GD, a BD. None of
You
that.
don't have to be a blood, but you sure as hell can't be a Crip. Okay, that's all we're gonna leave it at.
Blue dollars are welcomed as well.
That's right. We like
$100
all
bills.
dollars. We like
All
Bitcoin
dollars.
better.
Yes,
So, Crypto
sir.
fan, we appreciate you for being here. You could be anywhere, but hey, it's Saturday night. You're kicking it with us, kicking it with Crypto Blood, kicking it with Crusader. I'm looking forward to this evening. Let's take a little peek at the markets to see what is popping off. And then we're going to have Miguel give us a little TA. 1 second here. Let's see what's going on. So the crypto markets, let me update this, are 1.09 trillion with the T dollars. We're down 0.74%. We got Bitcoin. Man, Bitcoin's been sitting at that 23 number now for a hot little second. We got ETH just shy of 1,700. That is 1,694. Actually just went to 1,696. And then moving on down, BNB holding strong, up 10% on the week at $315. XRP, wah, holding red, down 1% at 37 cents. And then rounding out the top 10, we got Cardano, Solana, and Polkadot. And as I've said a couple times before, Polkadot has overtaken Dogecoin, which might seem like a silly thing, but it had been behind Dogecoin for a long time. So maybe Polkadot is making a move.
More utility.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've never been
compared to Dogecoin shouldn't even be anywhere near the top 10. I mean,
yeah, I totally agree.
Shit Cardano. But,
oh man, ouch. Oh. Miguelito, what's going on in the charts, bro? You got a little TA love you want to show us tonight?
Yeah, man. We can take a quick look at the charts here. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Same thing we've been talking about previously. Like, we've been in this downward regression trend. We have this point of control right here at the 21,000. We hit the heart line of this regression trend, and we're not going to go any higher until we can break above this heart line. There's going to be major resistance, as we can see here, these red candles. And, we got some support bands here in the EMAs, but until we don't break this, whether it's here or down here at 22, 23, we don't expect any movement higher than that, right? We got the momentum wave coming down, the RSI, they're a little bit oversold. No, the money flow, dude. The money flow has been dead. Look how long it's been. It's just been stale. It's been stale, more stale than the bread you guys have at home. Like, it's dead, right? The VWAP is negative. It's going nowhere. So there's just not enough money flowing into the market to push it up, even though Blackrock is getting involved and Blackrock has been involved. So I wonder why, huh? I wonder why we're not seeing those moves.
In this household, and it should be in your household, we are preparing. So there ain't no stale bread up in this house, right? We keeping things fresh. We've got our preps on point, so no stale bread up in here. But I knew what you were referring to. So cool. So that is what we are. That's what we're looking at as far as the market goes. I mentioned this earlier, Miguel. I'm gonna share the screen real quick, but I'm gonna have you go over this. We have almost 10K in trading volume, guys. Check this out, Miguelito. Talk about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a crazy week, right? We got almost 9.5 ETH in trading volume on just a week on a free mint, right? People have been selling merchants for half an ETH and plus. The cheapest hunters right now are going for like $30-$40. The engineers are going for like $80. And this was all based off of free mint, guys. So you guys literally got multiple of these plus 10 plus, right, on the public mint. And you're making over $80, $30 off free NFTs. If you have paper hands, right? That's if you're selling on the market instantly. If you're holding these on for a little bit longer and know what is coming down the road for the Danger Close Alpha project, then these things are only going to gain more and more value. But it's been a great. I love seeing people make money. There's nothing wrong with flipping a free NFTs and get some liquidity in their pocket. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for the bug out drop that's coming out here on the 22nd, just like 2 weeks away. It's just going to blow up. I mean, it was 2,500 gone in 2 hours. 500 is going to be gone in a lot less.
Yeah, super quick. I'm super excited about it. Blood, we'll make sure to keep you informed on that. I mean, I know you know what's been going on, but we'll keep you up to date on that and let your people know. If you don't know, if you're following Blood and you didn't know what we're doing, just to make it real quick, we have Danger Close Alpha. It is taking the crypto community and the NFT community and combining the prepper community. Miguel and I believe that you have a responsibility to yourself and to your family to take care of them. Should there be a natural disaster or government tyranny, whatever that looks like for you, maybe it's even just a week's worth of preps. Maybe it's, you're big into firearms and freedom seeds. Maybe it's just water, purification and storage for you. But what we believe is that you have a responsibility to you and your family. So make sure that you're prepared. And what we are doing is we have an NFT project. We hired an artist that works for DC Comics. He's super freaking dope. And the next drop that's about to happen, we started off with a free drop. They're gas masks. They serve as basically currency within our community. You add up the point values to get whitelisted for the next drop, which is coming up, and that's the bug out drop. The bug out drop is 0.1 ETH, and it gets you a 3-day IRL boot camp, a prepper boot camp. There's over 100 classes taught by professionals. It's going to be freaking super dope. So this is one of the first NFTs that you buy the NFT, you extract the value, and then the power grid could go down. You've already extracted the value from the NFT. You don't need it to then sell it back to somebody. You've already extracted the value in the learning from that. So that is what we got going on. And I think we got a couple super chats real quick. Crypto Gamer, thank you for the super chat. Says, what if BlackRock is pushing their ESG narrative into crypto because they know they can unload their capital and take control? So we're going to come back to this, Crypto Gamer. Miguel, Blood, remind me about this as we get into BlackRock. Let's come back to this super chat. And then Sean, thank you very much. Says, just want to salute the senseis, Keeper and Crusader, and Blood. Don't forget Blood. Oh, the legend. Oh, man, you got legend. I get sensei. Man, look at this. I'm telling you what.
I'm flattered.
That's where it's at. All right, let's dive into it. So we're talking about BlackRock tonight, guys. If you don't know who BlackRock is, you probably should. And we're going to start off with let's start off with something that I think is really important as it relates to the cryptocurrency market that people don't talk about as much. Let's start off with 401ks. Okay, let's start off and take a little peek at this as we talk about some traditional finance and whatnot. 401k participants sue 6 companies over use of BlackRock target date funds. Current and or former participants in 6 defined contribution plans have sued their respective employers and fiduciaries, alleging ERISA violations because the plans offer a BlackRock target date series that plaintiffs said should not have been retained due to poor performance.
Can you zoom in on that real quick?
What's that?
Can you zoom in on that? I can barely see the words.
My bad. There we go. Is that good or more?
That's good. That's good.
Okay. The lawsuits were filed between July 29th and August 2nd by the same firm, Miller Shaw, using a similar language and the same statistical blase, blase, blah. Let me go past this. The ERISA complaints were filed against employers and fiduciaries for Capital One, Cisco Systems, Wintrust Financial. The lawsuits were filed in the U.S. district courts in several states, and each complaint seeks class action suits. As an example of similar claims regarding BlackRock target date, Citigroup plaintiffs alleged in their July 29th lawsuit that defendants selected, retained, and or otherwise ratified poorly performing investments instead of offering more prudent alternative investments that were readily available. So, I mean, what are they getting into here, Blood? Talk me through this. You need me to go a little bit farther, or you know what they're getting into here and where they're headed with this?
I mean, it's what's to come. It's a shape or a future of what's to come for traditional investors. Like 401ks, first of all, we both know this. I think everyone watching knows they're a scam. They are a scam. They take so many fees and management fees and this fee and that fee, and it over time, it adds up to more than 50-60% of your earnings.
Yep.
So how can you, on the top of that, keep up with inflation? So you're going to start seeing more and more of these. So Booz Allen was I think the company that was actually suing, or one of the companies that was suing on behalf of their employees and ex-employees of the BlackRock fund. But the whole this concept, many people, Keeper, don't get. You lose 50% of your portfolio, and this relates to crypto as well. You lose 50% of your portfolio. It takes 100% to get back to break even.
Yep. People don't think about that.
They don't. It's a simple. I mean, people just don't think about that. So you're gonna have, as people start to get closer to retirement, man, it's going to be an issue. A huge issue. So these lawsuits aren't surprising to me and shouldn't be in anyone else.
So Miguel, do you think that they're taking advantage of people that are getting in because 401k is such a like a target name. It's like a thing like, oh, you got to have because this is how genuinely a lot of people were able to be successful in the past at being able to retire. Like that's a fact, okay? But where we're at right now, are they taking advantage of these people as it relates to these 401ks?
Yeah, dude, exactly right. You just said it right there. It's like back in the day, it was possible, and they've programmed us to think that this is the way for the average person. Just max out your 401k with every paycheck you get, max it out, put in as much as you can. You're getting all this free money, right? You're getting all this
And we're
free
going to
money.
match you.
Yeah, because the
right?
companies match you, right? They're getting all this free money. Just throw it in there. Yeah, your tax incentives. Dude, you're not paying taxes on that money. And it's being invested for you, bro. So that when you retire at the age of 65 and you're halfway there to croak out and check out, you got $1 million, bro. Right? And then that whole time, all that money is going into that 401k. You have no liquidity, right? If you ever try to pull money out, massive penalties, and it's just not worth it versus something like in whatever other
like a whole life policy,
right? Or something. Yeah. You have more liquidity reasons, you have more liquidity possibilities, and you don't have that with a 401k. So we've been programmed to think that is the only way, and we get it from all these figureheads, right, from authority, and we're like, oh yeah, dude, that's how they did it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to max out my 401k, and it's not true, right? It's no longer a valid strategy, and they just they won't ever admit that.
And I think that people are getting hip to this idea. I will tell you that insurance agents, for example, a little known fact, I used to sell insurance for a short period of time. The agents make really good money off selling you these ideas. Okay, they do. And I've been a part of some meetings that are explaining not what it actually does for the client, but how to sell it to the client. It's interesting. It's not, hey, this is what this is going to do, so here is what makes sense. It's, hey, this is how you sell this idea to people. That's a problem. I think that listen, yes, sales is part of life. You are going to get sold a car, you're going to get sold a home, all of these things. But when it comes to something that isn't at face value, you're not actually receiving you know what I mean? At the end of the deal, you're not really receiving what you were sold on the front end. That's where I think it's a problem. And I think these massive funds like BlackRock, the crazy part is they manage like $20 trillion of OPM, other people's money. So now what can they do with that? Well, what can't they do with that? Right? What can't you do? I don't think people have a good understanding of the difference between $1 million and $1 billion, and then $1 billion and $1 trillion. I think somebody said, like, and I'm going to get this wrong, but I'm going to give you an example. I think somebody said that 1 million seconds is like 6 months or something like that, right? 1 billion seconds is like 100 and something years, right? It's not even the same, we're not even talking about the same ballpark, and it's the same thing going from billions to trillions. And so I think they're just taking advantage of the liquidity that they're getting from people and kicking the can down the road, and then at some point when people try to cash in, well, I mean, they're able to get what they think they're going to get, but there's so much more.
It just shows you where we are within just America, because 401ks were initially supposed to be one component of a three-legged stool. So you were supposed to have your 401k. This is a pretty new invention, right? Or an offering that the corporate entities have done. But 401k, pension, and savings, that was supposed to be your retirement plan. We know pensions are a Ponzi scheme.
Pensions are, yeah.
So that's out the way. People ain't got no savings. You know what I mean? Inflation has eroded that. So now, people are left with a 401k.
Inflation and credit cards have stolen people's savings away.
Yeah. So,
and some people are getting hip. Some people are getting hip to the idea of whole life policies. I'm not going to try to get off on a big tangent here. Some people are getting hip to truly understand that, hey, a whole life policy is a way where you can borrow against your life insurance premium and that money now. Because you don't need money as much when you're dead. You need money now, right? Speaking of need money now, when you have a child, you definitely need money to raise said child. Come here, Boogie. And this little lady right here says, make sure to click the link down below and get a ledger, because you need to be your own bank. This little lady says, be your own bank. Guys, you're seeing what's happening with the different institutions. For real. Be your own bank. Hold your own keys, not your crypto. This is still a real thing, and it's more real now than it has been ever, because these institutions are ready to just say, hey, you know what? No, you're going to be the last person to get a hold of your funds if something goes sideways. But guess what? When it's in my ledger, which we've got a link down below the video, but when it's in my ledger, guess who gets to decide that? Me, right? So we love you. Mwah.
Dude, I just want to pull up something real quick. And we're talking about $1 trillion, people not being able to see what that is. I pulled something up so they can visualize what $1 trillion looks.
Yeah, show it to me.
So,
and they manage
people,
by the way, but yeah, got you.
Yeah, for the people here, this is $10,000, right? This is a person standing next to $1 million, and hundreds, obviously, next to $1 billion. Get ready for $1 trillion. Look how little this person is compared to $1 trillion. Look how big.
We printed how many? 40? Is it 40 trillion?
Dude, I
don't know. You're talking about in the last few years. The last couple of years. I think we've printed like 9 trillion.
Yeah, 9 of these. Okay. 9 of these. Look, 1 billion. Oh, I'm a billionaire. Trillionaire. Look at this. Billion. Trillion. Person. Yeah. Look at this person right here. So yeah, that's how massive it is.
Dude, thank you for that. That definitely, I love it, because I think a lot of times we get desensitized to what money, you say somebody's a billionaire, but do you truly understand what that means? Right? It is a wild amount of freaking money. A millionaire anymore is like, okay, well, are you in the hundreds of millions? You know what I'm saying? But at any event, $1 billion is like, next freaking level. And talking about billions and trillions, we've been talking about BlackRock for a reason, because they have been at the center of a lot of problems. And I want to, let's touch on, and make sure you guys stick around for this, because when we kind of get towards the end here, we're going to be talking about Coinbase and BlackRock getting in bed together is what you're really here for. So make sure that you stick around for that. Let's talk about Mother Russia here a little bit. BlackRock to shutter Russian ETF that once held $800 million. BlackRock will begin a long process of shuttering a major Russia exchange-traded fund after the protracted Ukraine war has slashed the value of securities linked to the region and left their fate in limbo. iShares will begin closing on August 17th, and proceeds from a few assets that can be liquidated will be distributed to shareholders, BlackRock announced in a press release on Wednesday. Most of the fund's holdings currently can't be sold due to sanctions or trading halts, so BlackRock expects the entire liquidation of the fund to take, quote, an extended period of time. ERUs is the first major Russia-focused ETF in the U.S. to liquidate. The fund once held over $800 million at the peak of its assets in 2018, but the value of its holdings tumbled to effectively nothing in the wake of the Ukraine invasion. Russia-focused ETF based in Europe, including 2 offered by BlackRock, had already started closing up earlier this year. They primarily hold Russia ordinary shares, with which the Russian government has barred foreigners from selling, as well as depository receipts that are currently halted on U.S. and U.K. exchanges. The few holdings that can be dispersed to shareholders are cash that our fund holds and proceeds from a money market fund. The money manager expects ERUs to exist until at least December 31st, 2023, so it can sell its remaining holdings after that. If the fund can't liquidate all its assets, BlackRock can terminate the fund at any time, and shareholders would have no guarantee of receiving proceeds related to Russian security. Okay, let me ask you.
Can you believe that? Zero is worth almost $0 now.
$20 trillion they are currently have under management. Okay. $800 million was what this was at its absolute peak.
Yep.
Do you mean to tell me that the company that rules almost everything under the freaking sun can't say, you know what, for the good of the people that are going through some crap, we're going to take $500 million or whatever. I know I'm saying that very casually. It's a ton of money,
but not to them.
But it's not to them, right? And say, you know what, we are going to take care of the people that have been lining our pockets for years. I want to hear you guys' input, but I think it's disgusting.
I wonder if that Russia ETF BlackRock is shutting down was included in that last lawsuit in the 401k fund. It's a possibility there. No, this is interesting, but to the flip side, the contrary to that, It's interesting that it looks like that financial blackballing we tried to do, the US that is, toward Russia didn't work out, man. If you think about it,
Yeah.
it didn't work. I thought it was going to work, actually. I did. I'm like, damn, all these companies are pulling out McDonald's, and
They pivoted, bro.
They pivoted. Their currency dropped, but it shot right back up. So to me, this makes us, the US, kind of look weak here, man. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Miguel, what are your thoughts?
Dude, I completely agree. I think the United States is looking real weak with the fact that they could pivot so easily, right? Just start backing their currency with some commodities. They start working with China and doing some deals, and they're doing better than ever. I mean, they're all right. They're doing their thing, and what are we doing? Nothing.
And it's crazy because yet again the banksters come out on the winning side, Miguel. They're shutting this down, right? They're shutting this ETF down. $800 million loss, but how much did BlackRock really? Exactly. Only the end user, only the clients are losing from this. So yet again, it's just that asymmetric relationship that you find in the TradFi industry that hopefully we can eliminate in some form or fashion within the crypto space.
Yeah, man. The bankers always play both sides, right? And they hedge their bets, and they always come out winning. They make sure that they're always aligning with the winning side. They're not going to go down with the ship. Their alliance is with money. Nobody else, nothing else matters.
Dude, you couldn't have said that better. Their alliance, what they are going to be faithful to is the almighty dollar, and that's it. So if you think, and we were just talking about being your own bank, if you think, and we're going to get into Coinbase here in just a second, so check this out. If you think for 1 second that these companies have your, like they actually think about you, sure, they think about you on the front end with how they're going to sell you into their platform, how they're going to market towards you, how they're going to advertise.
How they're going to suck the money out of your pocket.
Yes. How are they going to most effectively get the money out of your pocket? When the money needs to go back into your pocket, that's where the problem lies, because you are not a priority. In fact, they openly
5 to 7 business days minimum.
Well, that's even a whole different, more simple story. But yes, that's a great example of it. But at the end of the day, they openly, and we've seen some paperwork on this, they openly say, hey, this person, this company, this person, this company are going to be before you in terms of, and most of the time they're massive institutions that have themselves positioned to make sure that should things go south, they are first to get their funds back. They're also the first that are going to be making tons of freaking money this whole time during a bull run, during a bear market, like any of that. What is it for retail? Oh, well, we're just going to try to pick up the scraps, and hopefully they give us the funds that we've worked so hard for back if we ever need, to access them. And it's just kind of gross. Crypto Billy, $1.99 super chat says, reminder, don't forget the prepper tip at the end. Yeah, guys, we've been doing a prepper tip of the day, so make sure that you stick around for that. I've actually got a very basic prepper tip at the end of the day, or a group of basic tips, and I think that's where it starts. It starts with simplicity, so we are going to get into that.
Seba Brown on my channel made a comment saying it's way too early to make that call just yet. I'm assuming he's talking about Russia being kind of, impervious, or was able to get over this whole financial ban. What do you guys feel about that?
Saying it's too early to say that they've pressed through the sanctions.
Yeah.
I think that here's what I think. I think, first of all, I think that's always in play. There's a lot of movement happening in the markets, but what I will say is that I think that Russia and China already had they knew that we were going to, this isn't like this was like an unforeseen thing happening. They knew that we were, because what else were we going to do? Just immediately go to war and start dropping bombs? No, that's not what we're going to do. There is a playbook, and the playbook says, hey, they're going to sanction us first. It's not like they didn't know that. And so I think Russia and China had already had their beds made all tidy and ready, and said, let's watch them play right into our hands.
You got to remember though, and this is speaking to Seba, I mean, it wasn't just America that attacked Russia. It was everyone, every country. It was like, that was the thing to do, companies and countries, sovereign nations were all piling on Russia, and for them to come out like they have, I'm sorry, I think the biggest blows are behind them. I think they're,
Yep.
like you said, Keeper, they're linking up with China, One Belt, One Road initiative.
Yep.
That I don't think it's I don't think they're going to be hit any further.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. I think they're solid. I mean, they you can see their influence spreading in South America, China, and Russia building more troops and stations down there, and they're buying it with the money that they have, right, with the influence in those countries. We got to see China building seaports in Brazil and a bunch of all these countries, Colombia, Argentina, all turning into the Communist Party, and they're stronger in the Western Hemisphere now than they have ever been in history, and this is under a bunch of sanctions and a bunch of different sketchy, tense times. I don't think that there's going to be anything that we're going to do unless it's outright direct war with them that is going to hurt them in any kind of way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mind Your Biz in the chat room. He's jumping between profiles and doing all types of shit.
I know. What up, Seth? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here as always. If you guys aren't following Mind Your Biz, make sure to check him out. Please. He's got all of your more than just mining stuff, but he's got tons of good info over there. So make sure you follow him. And as always, just a reminder, jump in the Discord, right? Danger Close Alpha. Our website is dangerclosealpha.com. So make sure to check it out there. We've got a drop coming for a 3-day prepper boot camp coming up real soon in a couple weeks. And then make sure to follow your boy Crypto Blood. We got 54 people in here. Make sure that you follow Blood. He's got some good stuff going on. Sometimes we'll be on there over on either Saturdays or Sundays. We have some fun. I got to tell you, the most hype intro to any freaking YouTube is on Blood. So if you want to feel like you're about to go into like the club or something,
right. DJ
get over
Clue.
to Blood and watch that intro.
I'm the DJ Clue of crypto, people.
It is it is the hype intro. There's no doubt about it. We're not, we can't compete with that. So we're just going to do our little thing continue to press forward. So let's talk about what BlackRock's doing with Coinbase, because I think ultimately a lot of you are here for crypto, right? So all of these things we're talking about affect the crypto space, but this especially really dives into what, crypto is going to be moving forward. It says Coinbase scores deal. I think it's funny how they say that. Coinbase scores deal with BlackRock.
That's a big, that's a great thing for them, not the other way around,
Exactly. Yeah. Coinbase scores deal with BlackRock to give Aladdin customers Bitcoin access. Okay, let's talk about it. Crypto exchange Coinbase has partnered with BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, to offer institutional users of its Aladdin platform access to crypto through Coinbase Prime. Connecting the two systems will give BlackRock's institutional clients, who cumulatively manage $20 trillion, access to Coinbase's trading, custody, prime brokerage, and reporting services. Initially, that will include access to Bitcoin. It's a huge development for the crypto exchange at a time of turmoil. The company laid off 18% of its workforce to prepare what it expects to be an extended crypto winter. Its shares, which is coin is the ticker, are down 60% this year, but rose 22% on Thursday morning on the BlackRock news. Coinbase lists more than 200 coins, saw $1.6 billion in trading volume over the past day, according to CoinMarketCap. The institutional clients account for 70% of that volume, according to Brett Tejpaul, head of Coinbase Institutional. Check this out. Coinbase's strategy is to provide a single point of entry into the marketplace to do everything that one would want to do with crypto: buy, sell, store, stake, and so on, he told Decrypt on a call Thursday morning. Having a partnership with Aladdin that gives $20 trillion of capital access to crypto is a huge game changer. I think for Coinbase and for the industry. I love how that's worded. Having a partnership gives $20 trillion of capital access to crypto. No, it gives your company, to be fair, access to $20 trillion. And I think it'll be interesting what they actually do with that. My problem with this is, listen, and Blood, I want you to talk about this because we talked about this earlier. This is a double-edged sword. There is some very good things. I love to hear from both of you on this. There's some very good things that could come of this, but we have some very, very bad things. So let's talk about it. What are the good and the bad of BlackRock and Coinbase teaming up?
Miguel, you want to go?
Oh, I'll go first. Yeah. Good. It's kind of short. Just name recognition, right? Makes Coinbase and BlackRock. Everybody knows BlackRock. Everybody knows Coinbase. Oh, good for crypto, right? More money. It's more legitimate now because BlackRock wants to be part of it. Terrible news. Those $20 trillion of access are just going to be OTC deal after OTC deal after OTC deal, right? So they're going to be buying and dumping on you guys, and you guys are not even going to realize what's happening until it's too late, and it's never going to be in your favor. So it's not good when you're seeing this massive wave of traditional finance jumping into crypto and getting their hands involved with crypto at such a deep level that the level of control and manipulation is going to come from that. We've barely seen anything compared to what's going to happen when it becomes public like this and it continues to grow. So it's not good for the end user. It's not good for the average Joe. It's only going to be good for them one way or another. So I'm not too excited, man.
Yeah, I
Blood, what are
mean,
you thinking?
one additional positive note I think that Miguel didn't mention here is that it's going to increase our bags, or the value of our bags for sure, long term. I don't think it's a short term play. This event, this is something that's going to be a long tail event. So I think them clicking up with BlackRock is going to definitely put a few more $1 trillion within the crypto space. Yes, it's great for us who are all in. But this is the point I made on BitBoy's channel this past week. We're already in it, but we're a very small portion of society.
Yep.
Right. So all the other people are going to be left out, over time. And so I think they're just positioning themselves, Wall Street, that is, to, again, get in and push the prices up to the point where it's not even any more alpha left for people to really change their lives in crypto, or at least Bitcoin in this case. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But just one point I have to make. This is the same Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. This is the same guy 5 years ago that said that this crypto or Bitcoin just shows you how much demand for money laundering there is in the world. That's what he was calling Bitcoin just 5 years ago. How he has changed his tunes, right? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they join you. I say join you. They say fight you, but they join you, and they are finally joining us. I don't know how to feel about this though. Is this kind of like the top? I don't know. Would love to hear your thoughts.
I think it's the top for, like how you said, the people getting in, right? The new people. The transfer of wealth is ending. Sooner than later. The whole it's still early. That's on the tail end.
That's over, right?
That's on the tail end. Like
I think we're on the tail end.
You're gonna be stuck on these like shit altcoins. That's the only way you're gonna be early, is getting into these shit altcoins, catching a big wave, and then hoping you cash out,
baby.
Yeah, because the regular top tier coins, it's late.
Casino, but I will say, you said it's late. I believe it's late compared to, if you said from 2014 to 2020, right? If you got in 2014 and just continued to stack to 2020, yes, I think you are absolutely late for the gains that you could have had from that point until 2022 and moving forward. Yes, I totally agree with you. However, I do believe that there is a lot of positive blue chip cryptos out there that are tremendously on sale versus where they're going to be long term. The problem, that I see, is that which ones are going to actually be able to stand the test of time. And I don't mean because of the value or validity of what they're doing. I mean, because of the freaking government that we stand under and what they're going to do and what kind of rules are going to be put in place. Are they going to be considered commodities? Are they going to be securities? Are they going to be all on its own playing field? These things are question marks. And with them being question marks, you are doing exactly what Blood and Crusader said. You're gambling, right? Hey, I think anything in life any investment is a gamble.
It is
down to getting married, having a boyfriend, or girlfriend, and you are gambling. You're saying, hey, I believe that I can do X, Y, and Z from this situation. That's what you're doing, right?
It's funny that Mind Your Biz made this statement about the USDC becoming the de facto CBDC. I truly do believe that, man. I made that point maybe about 2 years ago, and people looked at me crazily. I was saying, look, one day you're going to see USDC have a market cap larger than Bitcoin. It will be the top coin on CoinGecko.
Oh, I believe that. I do. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's going to be because it's government driven, and it's going to be this beautiful thing that the government says, hey, we've solved all the problems with inflation. We've done X, Y, and Z. Here's the solution. They created the problem. Now they're going to hand us the solution. That's just how this is going to work. So I agree with that. The getting back to kind of the BlackRock Coinbase thing, though, here's kind of my concern. Mike and Miguel's going to roast me for this, but I don't care. My concern is that, well, I wasn't going to say anything about XRP, but he's about to. My concern is that I just know too well. My concern is that Coinbase,
I'm with you, Miguel.
right? My concern is that Coinbase, I'm opening myself up here. My concern is that Coinbase is turning into every other large scale financial institution. That's what's happening. They're not going to be any different. They started off to be for the people, of the people. We're doing this great thing. We're offering Bitcoin and ETH and all these new technologies, and we're going to do great things. But at the end of the day, people are getting cursed as being, or maybe not cursed, but getting influenced by the almighty dollar and our government combined. And BlackRock, if you didn't know, owns so much, and part of a massive thing that they own is the media. And if you own the media and you can control the narrative, then you can control what gets pushed out. You then control the financial, the financial repercussions of what gets pushed out. The reason that people say that the whole thing is a scam is because when basically one company owns everything, disperses the info, and has the ability to control and influence who's printing the money, when they print the money, how much money they print. Think about it. It just makes sense, right? They can influence and know what's going to happen before it ever even happens. And so my concern is that does Coinbase now just become the next bank? I mean, is that what they're doing? I know with the XRP thing that you're about to say, I understand, but I knew from the start the reason that I wanted to make money off of it because I didn't think banking was going to go away. But is Coinbase about to just step into the arena of just being a freaking bank, and that's what they're going to do?
They have been, right? That's their whole plan, right? It all happens with, right? It happened with Facebook. It happens with everything, right? That you get too big to not be part of the table and not be part of the meetings anymore, right? And if you want to continue being around, you have to show up to these meetings and you have to play ball with everybody else that's there. You can't just do your own thing and be a rogue player, right? Against these other institutions, against these other massive
You can,
players
but you'll get Clinton. You'll get Clinton.
Yeah, you'll get JFK'd, right? You'll get JFK'd. Boom. You're not going to make it, bro. Like 100% your company won't make it. So it's just when a company gets too big, they get sucked into the game and they're like, hey, welcome. You made it. These are the rules now. And if you want to keep being around,
even further, I'm concerned about them pretty much taking the market share of those who say they have crypto. I think that they're going to be the go-to. Like the masses are going to use Coinbase. You know what I mean?
Because they're going to make it so simple and
so simple, so pervasive. Yeah, it's so pervasive. It's everywhere. They're going to have like brick and mortar stores like Solana. You know what I mean? It's just going to be everywhere. You're going to see Coinbase or a company like it. Maybe it's not Coinbase, but the blueprint is being written right now. Well, it's being drawn right now on how Wall Street can take over and compromise crypto.
It's funny you say that. SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, quite possibly, arguably the wealthiest man in crypto. Possibly, you could say that. What's the guy that owns Binance? I'm spacing on his name right now.
CZ.
CZ. I can't think of his actual how you say his name, but at any event, you could argue that. But all of that just to say, Sam Bankman-Fried was the largest single contributor to the Biden administration. Period. The interesting thing to me is that why, right? Why? Because people don't just, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. A lot of times when you see campaign contributions, when you see charity donations, when you see all of these, philanthropic things, this is going to sound really crappy, but it's true. They're a freaking tax write-off. It is, hey, my accountant comes and says, hey, listen, you've got a massive tax obligation right here. Why don't we go ahead and offset that and look like we are just a freaking Prince Charming here, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens a lot. And so what I'm seeing with Sam Bankman-Fried, he's taking over and buying up. First of all, we don't really know where all of the money that he continues to roll with is really coming from, but he's somebody just like Mark Zuckerberg, that has already been, they've got their hand on his neck and making him move the way they want him to move. And he's going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg and do anything and everything the government is asking and telling him to do.
High or low. Yeah, that's true. How ironic. Bankman is his last name. Oh. Man, I didn't
even think about that.
It's a freaking simulation, bro.
His middle name is Bankman. That I never even
No,
thought
I think
of
his
that.
last name is, he has a
It's
hyphenated.
Sam Bankman Fried. Oh, is it Bankman Fried? The way that his last name is hyphenated. That is freaking wild. Crypto
Isn't that
fam,
crazy?
listen, that's yeah. I literally never even put that together. That's really funny. We appreciate you for being here. It's a Saturday night. Like I said earlier, you could be out at the bar. Hey, maybe you're out at the bar and you're watching Debate Crypto. Hey, do your thing. We're glad that you're here, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you follow Blood. Hey, I want to tell everybody the trading, the trading indicator, Blood is going to be allowing us to show that to you guys. So
Yeah, so
make
on the
sure.
screen right now, you'll see kind of the last sequence of trades, man. We went short on Ethereum about 6 hours ago. So you can see, you know, how this all works here, ladies and gents. And we went long yesterday on Ethereum and took a nice profit there.
50% profit.
No, 50% of your profit I was telling you to take off the table.
Oh, you're saying to
so
take
lock
it.
in
Okay.
your gains there.
Got it.
But you're talking about a 8% move there from long to short. I mean, you know, every trade is not, of course, a winner, but
Right.
majority of them are.
Yeah, so make sure that you guys we'll have some more information for you on that. We're going to be some testers. We're going to see how that thing is working. So yeah, just we got you, Blood. We're excited to check that out, and hopefully, hey, we just had Femex reach out and say, hey, we got X, Y, and Z for you, and so
Nice.
maybe I'll be able to use the indicator with some of the Femex money.
Yeah.
And let's play
Let's
ball.
get it.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
So Crypto fam, we love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. Again, make sure you follow Blood. Make sure you're in the Discord, Danger Close Alpha. We are bringing together the prepper community. I'm going to end us off with a prepper tip for the evening. This is something that we just started doing recently. I think it's important because a lot of people have no idea where to start. So check this out. Tips for the beginner prepper. Number 1, take baby steps. Take a deep breath and get started. Do not let your fear or lack
Zoom
of
into that. Zoom into that.
Okay. Sorry.
Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up.
There we go. I'm trying to get there. We go. Take baby steps. Do not let your fear or lack of experience overwhelm you. Step into the mindset and just start. There are lots of encouraging articles and blogs. In addition to this, one to set you on your way. And please don't let naysayers who are too lazy or too stupid to tell you that it's not worth it. Zip your lips and carry on. I want to read one more. Keep to the basics. So number 1, take baby steps. Number 2, keep to the basics. Don't worry about the long term. When you're getting started, plan for a 3-day emergency supply. When you have more experience and more confidence, you expand to 7, then 30 days, or even an annual supply. But for now, go easy on yourself and give yourself permission to start modestly. This means water, 1 gallon per day, non-perishable food items, some first aid items, packets of prescription medications, and if you have pets, some pet food. Guys, the reason that I wanted to throw these tips at you today is because so many people get so it's like crypto, right? You jump into crypto and everybody thinks they've got to have this massive portfolio. And if they don't, they're lost. They're not going to know. They're just not even in it. So why am I even doing it? No, you start slow. That's why we dollar cost average. We want you to dollar cost average essentially into your preps. We know that you can't do everything all at once. This is something that you can get into slowly as well. And the more confident you get in it, you can take those baby steps and move forward. And that's super freaking important so you don't get overwhelmed. So that's what it is tonight, Crypto fam. Again, jump into the Discord, follow Blood. We love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. Just remember, question everything. And until next time, hodl.
Like it's
Holla.
We'll see you soon.